All right, great morning, everybody. This video is our Sunday video, and boy, you can see the markets did a doozy last week on oil and other markets. You can see that also there was a drop on the late in the week on the dollar when it comes, I'm sorry, to every currency that was against the dollar, such as the AUD, USD. And I'm going to get to news and stuff in just a moment, so hang on to your hats. I'm just quickly going through this. On here, I do see that this dropped as expected. Let's go down to the 15-minute time frame, and you see the arrow came in, so there was a drop there. Again, guys, you need to be using the Simplicity scanner and the Simplicity system with the arrows. I use mine in combination with the Sexy Analyst. Those who've been trading with me for a very long time, you know exactly what I do. But I'm just looking at it from the 1 hour standpoint so you guys can see exactly what I'm seeing. The arrow came out also on the 30-minute time frame, so you could have clocked some good pips on that. And here's AJ here. Let's go back to the 1 hour time frame. Massive move. Let's see if there was an error on that one. And there it was on the 15-minute, telling you to get in on that one. I do expect this week that there will be a recovery. You can see it's in the buy zone. So I do expect pullbacks to start happening on some of these. You can see this also dropped majorly from here. And I told you guys about the Stairmaster 415er, where you can clearly see that this is like walking down stairs. I told you that. And then you go to the 15-minute, wait for the scanner to send you an alert, and there it was, and it dropped majorly. Simple strategy. No brainer, okay? 4 hour time frame, okay? And you can look at it from the 1 hour as well. Even the 1 hour, you can see it was in a clear downtrend like you're walking downstairs. Arrow comes in from the scanner sends you an alert saying, hey, there's a 15-minute arrow. You take a look at the arrow and say, okay, let's go to the either 1 hour or 4 hour and see if it's in a downtrend. And if it is, that means this is going in the same direction. See, this was in the direction. This was in the direction. This was a nice pullback, but you want to trade in the same direction. Same direction as either the 1 hour or 4 hour trend. Okay, 1 hour was telling you, look, downtrend. 4 hour was telling you what? Downtrend. So when you got that arrow, what did you want to do? It was saying sell in the same direction as the downtrend. This is some simple, basic stuff. You guys are struggling. Some of you guys who are struggling, you need to just follow along. Look, here we go again. Downtrend on the 4 hour time frame. Let's go to the 15-minute, and there was the arrow. Same direction. Same direction. Okay. All right. Let's see if we had an arrow here. This one was for a buy going to the upside. And this is where it made a U-turn. You can see it created that double bottom. It's in the buy zone right here on the 1 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour. And you can see it was in the buy zone. And you can clearly see that there was some baseline. That's why this one had turned around and went the other way. Right? Very simple. Okay. It was in the buy zone. So therefore, look, on the 1 hour, it was saying, okay, enough is enough. Can we still find the directional bias flip? Or yes, of course we can. Let's take a look here. Let me kind of move something out. Let me remove. Let's go right click. I'm going to go to my indicator list, and I'm going to remove the Simplicity zone so you can see this, okay? Let's make, just for a second, we're just going to take you out. Remove that zone and click OK. All right. And as you can see, right here, you can see the directional bias. You see here is where it turned around. Right here, we created a low. Right here is a higher low. So therefore, when the arrow came in and saying, let's go ahead and buy on the 15-minute, you can clearly see, oh, let me go ahead and do this, close that right there. All right, so when the arrow came in on the 15-minute time frame, did you have any understanding that there would be a chance of it going the other way? Yeah, here it was right here. Okay, there we go. And if that wasn't sufficient, here we go. See, higher. 1 hour time frame, higher. See, because we're looking at these dots, which comes with the Sexy Analyst. The Sexy Analyst is what I use because it's telling me exactly what I need to know. It's giving me my support levels, my supply and demand zones. Everything is right here telling me. So therefore, when I see these white dots, which you can kind of see them there, that created the low. What was the next thing we saw? A higher low. So watch what happened even on this one. The arrow comes in, it comes back, do a retest, and then it shoots right on up. So even though it pulled back, it was still okay. And where do you put your stop? You can put it right below this zone right here. Okay, right below this zone. Okay, and there we go. And it shot up, and there we go. It was just as simple. It's just lower highs and higher lows, the very basic things that goes along. And if you're brand new and you don't know what that is, just attend one of my free weekly live classes every Wednesday. And it's question and answer period. You can raise your hand, ask questions when you want to, let me know your thoughts, or whatever. And I'm right there to help you every single week. But it's just higher lows and lower highs, okay? That's all it is, right? So let me put this back and let's go through some more, okay? And basically, this may continue through this coming week. I will tell you that much. It may continue through this current week. We had a huge drop, came back and dropped some more. And at some point, it needs to take what I used to call all the time the breather. So it may pull back and then shoot up some more. Okay, that's what may happen on this. Okay, there's a lot of political news going on as well that's impacting the market. So we have to be careful of that. Here again, we can go to the 15-minute time frame. There was the arrow. What was the overall directional bias? There we go. Downtrend, down arrow. See what I'm saying? Downtrend, down arrow. There you go. This may make a U-turn as well. Let's go back to the 1 hour or the 4 hour. This is in the buy zone right here on the 4 hour. And right here, it is on the buy zone on the 15-minute, on the 1 hour as well. So wait, if it was me, I would be waiting for a buy arrow at this time for a nice pullback, just like it did here, because it does need to pull back up and take a breather. So I would be waiting for a buy arrow on the 15-minute and taking that to the upside. That's what I would actually be doing if it was personally me. I would be taking a buy arrow. I would be taking a buy trade because it needs to take a breather. And it fell so far and so low down. It can't go back and retest this bottom right here, but it may come back up. So either way it goes, whenever it comes, I'm looking for a buy arrow. Okay, that's me personally. But you do what you want to do. That's you. All right. Let's keep going. The euro dollar. This thing was already topping out pretty nicely on the 4 hour, which was a nice trade. That's why, right here was a good trade for a 15-minute sell right there to the downside, because you can see it right here on the 4 hour. And notice what time frames I'm constantly playing with, guys. I'm always playing with the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame. I'll repeat, I'm always playing with the 1 hour and 4 hour time frame, and then dropping to the 15-minute for my entries, waiting for our Simplicity scanner to send me an alert. So number one, I don't need to look at the charts all day. I just simply wait for a arrow from the 15-minute time frame on my Simplicity scanner. Once the scanner sends me the alert, then I'll go ahead and take trades. Okay, so for an example, let's do this. And we'll take a look at this also, and I'll stop by the Ocean Wave trade system so you guys can see. A matter of fact, let's go back. Let's stop now. Let's go to some of these A pair, JPY pairs. All right, so first of all, I pull it tight, make it I. You can see right here. Excuse me, let me pull this up and make it a little bit bigger for you guys. See when the arrow came in, it told you it was going to be a sell right here, and it did. This was telling you sell. This went below and it said sell. So it was telling you to go ahead and sell. It was just follow directions. Look at this. See? Sell. So if you want to be a trend trader, use the Ocean Wave system, or you can get the Sexy Simplicity and do it that way. But look at where here it was telling you sell, sell, sell. Sell, sell, sell. There was no guessing. That's my whole point. We build systems so it removes the guessing. You don't have to guess what's going on. See? Right here. There was no guessing. Look at that. It was just, come on, follow along. So right here, see, took out the guesswork. It told you what to do right here. Very simple, okay? So here's what I want to do. As I told you guys before, we can go through pairs and I can tell you what I anticipate they may do, like this one here. Let's go to the 4. We're on the 4 hour time frame. We see that it hit the top of this channel. So this is still creating a lower high. Here's a low. Here's another low point. So me personally, I'm waiting for a sell arrow when it comes out. Okay, when I get a sell arrow on this one, then that's where I'll go on this pair. Because I'm looking at the 4 hour. This is clearly still in the downtrend. This has created a higher low, which means here's a low, here's a point. This is lower, okay, than this one. So that's what they mean, higher lows. This is a low point. How do you know it's lower? Because look at the step up here. See that yellow? it's right here. This is lower than that one. So that's called it went high, but it's still lower than this one. Lower highs. Okay, so it pulled back, but I expect that this is going to go ahead and drop. So basically, that's all I'm doing. I'm looking and just going from the higher time frame, saying, is it a higher low or a lower high? All that kind of stuff. And again, I can spend plenty of time with you on Wednesday in my live class if you have questions about that. But when these arrows come in, if it comes in and it shoots up, then okay, what did that mean? That's what it's nothing more than a what? Pullback. See, it bounces off and creates a pullback. And that's okay if you want to take those arrows. But the safer ones is what? In the same direction as the trend. So even on this pair, what kind of arrow will I be waiting for from my scanner? Will I be waiting for a buy or a sell? Correct. You'll be waiting for a sell arrow. Once the sell arrow come in, then you can take this thing to the downside because why? The higher time frame is still showing you it's a downtrend. This is just, sometimes you get these pullbacks and that's okay. That's normal. But what you're waiting for is a sell arrow. Now this one is showing you sideways market. Let's go to the 1 hour and see. Okay. Same thing. Higher. See these lows? Here's a low point. Here's a higher low, but the drop, come back here. And so there you go. So the bottom line is, it still looks like if you're confused and say, okay, well, this is sideways. How do I know? Follow the yellow. Look right here. And when you get to Sexy Analyst, by the way, guys, all this is on our website, superezforex.com. But the bottom line is very easy. Just follow the yellows or whatever color you make yours. I make mine yellow, and you can make yours white, whatever you want to do. Let me show you what I mean by that. All right, so I'm going to bring this over. That's why I don't have to waste my time marking up charts anymore. So right here, you see you got, do you want to display your support and resistance levels based off a 4 hour time frame, or you can switch this to 1 hour. I always like the 4 hour time frame for my support and resistance levels. So no matter what time frame I'm on, it's going to show me the support and resistance levels based on the 4 hour time frame, right? So look at what happens here. So basically right here, I made my support levels, or when it's bouncing up to go up, I make those white. When it's going from a downtrend, and it's hitting it and wants to go back down, I make them yellow. So that's why I do that, okay? And you can change those colors to whatever you want. So right here, it's clearly showing me that every time it jumps up, it's going right back down. Jumps up and going right back down. So if that's the case, what kind of arrow am I going to wait for from my Simplicity scanner? A sell arrow. So when the 15-minute time frame shows me a sell arrow, then I'm going to take the sell arrow. You see, right now it showed a buy, which is just showing, it was just doing pullback. What am I going to be waiting for? A sell arrow. You get it? So I don't have to spend time going through every single one of these pairs. You can do that, or you can either switch over and just get the Ocean Wave, because the Ocean Wave will tell you the same thing. It'll let you know, hey, this is in a what? See, clearly you can see this is in a what? Downtrend. Downtrend. Okay? And so therefore, basically what you want to do is wait for an arrow on that. Okay? Wait for the arrow. See, 15-minute told you down. It's just doing a pullback, nothing more, nothing more. Okay? So this is what I call my boss chick. Let me show y'all my boss chick. It's a Simplicity scanner. So once she sends out an arrow, I simply go to the higher time frames, 1 hour or 4 hour, and say, okay, is it climbing higher, bouncing off supports, climbing higher, or is it bouncing off resistance, going lower? And based on that, that's simply what I do. Okay, very simple, no-brainer. All right, you guys. Okay, so anyway, let's get to the news, and we'll be done for today. And like I said, I don't like to do a lot of Sunday breakdowns because it would be false information. Because what happens is that the markets will open up at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and what's going to happen is those things can pop or drop based off of weekend information or whatever was going on. Whether your president did some things that kind of irked the market over the weekend. So your broker shuts down at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but the money still keeps flowing. So you have what they call these weekend gaps, and the prices are gapping all over the place. And so this is why I learned a long time ago never to waste my time marking up charts on the weekend, because by the time the market's open, you really wasted your time. So it's better for us to look at the charts in the middle of the week when the market has now settled, done its thing over the weekend, and now it's calm. Typically, what I would like to do if I'm trading with the trend using the Ocean Wave system, I will wait till about 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will look for entries at that point because now the market has kind of settled down and gotten into its groove. And the market typically on Sundays and Mondays will typically really be strong trend trading days. Midweek, meaning Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, is typical reversal times. Okay. All right, now let's go over the news that you need to pay attention to this week. The Swiss, I call it the sneaky pair because it really never comes out with a whole lot of news, but sometimes it will make big moves and we'll be like, dang, what happened? So here we go. The Swiss is coming out with non-farm payroll on Monday. The Euro is coming out with their consumer price index. I call it your customer price inflation numbers, the numbers that impact you, the customer, or the citizen. That's what I need to call it, the citizen price index. In other words, your inflation. How much more are you paying because of the government or less because they're smart with the money? Okay, so that's coming out on Monday. The AUD is coming out with theirs on Tuesday, same thing. US dollar is coming out with GDP, which is the gross domestic products. How well are we growing the economy? And I will say, and I'm not into politics, but I will say we have a new president who does understand numbers. I don't agree with everything that he's doing, to be honest with you, but he is about that money. Okay. And over time, we will see a very good increase in this number, which is the gross domestic products. Okay. In other words, how much money are we making on the things that we sell to other countries versus us buying and importing and paying them a boatload of money? And to be honest, there was a great imbalance in this number on gross domestic products. In other words, you start a company saying, I'm going to start selling my products overseas. And guess what? You get taxed on them, you get import fees, and then it's really not that much people buying of our products overseas. But then they ship theirs over here, and everybody over here is buying their products. So it was an imbalance. It was a great imbalance. And so I understand that concept of what the president is trying to do to rebalance it, because we were going broke. And that's the reason why we're 30 or 40 trillion dollars in debt. This is part of it, because you can't keep buying other people's stuff and nobody's buying yours. Because soon enough, in order for you to buy other people's stuff, you had to have made money on yours. And we weren't making money. So I do understand that concept on that and understand why there's a disruption that's going on and what his goals are on that. Other things I don't agree with, to be honest. Okay, this is why I like being politically neutral. I can tell you where I say some things that, okay, that's a smart move, but there's some other things that I think that's not a good idea, brother. But either way it goes, that's not my opinion. Let's keep it moving. Euro is coming out with their inflation numbers coming out on Friday, and CAD is coming out with their gross domestic products on Friday as well. So that's the news coming up for this week. So here's what we need to do, guys. Really take a look at your charts coming on Sunday, or in other words, tonight at 10 to 11 Eastern or New York time is when I start looking for trades to continue in the trend. Because typically the Asian market is kind of like a choppy market. It doesn't do much, you know what I mean? And so there's not a lot of volume unless you're trading the AUD. But even then, I really don't like trading until around 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 10 to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because the Asian market as a whole, it tends to just be choppy. It's really not that good of a time to be trading unless you're a scalper. If you want to be a scalper, that's cool, do your thing. But that's not the best time. I wait until after that's done with all the noise it has, and then I get prepared. Now, I will say, I do avoid trading heavily on Euro pairs. This is why a lot of you guys are taking trades right before you go to bed. You wake up and it's all in shambles. Why? Because the GBP and the Euro, those are when their markets are open and there's a whole lot of turbulence, just like the Asian session, on their currencies. Get what I'm saying? So therefore, when I'm looking at trading basically any pair heavily, it's going to be the AUD and the NZD around 10 to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Why? Because their market is already over. Any foolishness they were going to do to manipulate their currency, it's already done, and they're about to be closing up shop. So now I feel safe. Now, for the pound and the GBP and the Euro, those are the ones I will wait until about 6 a.m., 5 to 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the morning, because their session has now been over. They have been done manipulating and playing around their currency, and they're pretty much cool at that point. So then that's when I do it. So it's basically every currency pair that you want to trade. it would sometimes be wise to wait until after their session is over so that if they want to manipulate, play around with it for the first couple hours, you're not a part of it. You just come in like the cleanup man or the cleanup woman afterwards. And then you typically will have some nice trade setups that won't be messed with afterwards. Okay. All right, you guys, if you have questions, again, come to my class on Wednesdays. I'm more than happy to bring you in and, during the Q&A, and we can talk directly one to another, go over the charts live, and we can talk from there. As far as the copycat, it's been on fire. Nobody can debate that we are not a good trading group. I've been posting daily profits. I also have been putting, showing you our pips on the thumbnails and everything else, and of course on our website. So if you want to be part of the copycat service, just go to our website, superezcopycat.com. And go ahead and join us today, and you'll be ready to start receiving trades. Because to be honest with you guys, some of y'all, you probably just like me, man. I don't feel like trading. I really don't. I don't feel like trading. So a lot of times I get copied on trades myself from my team members. I don't feel like being on the chart. So if you want to be a part of the copycat family, and you're tired of just watching me post what other people are doing and the profits they're making, then hey, here you go. Go right here to superezcopycat.com and go from there. And let me show you guys one more thing while we're at it. This is something I'm gonna start showing you guys. Some of y'all so nosy. Let me do this. All right, so let's see here. Watch this. So here's something I started this channel a while ago, and just testimonials, and this is where I post daily profits all the time. And you can see this is just what's been going on, ever since I started this in January, and you can see it's just constant profits, constant profits, constant profits, constant profits. Okay, constant profits. Okay, here's testimonials. People, oh man, look at this. Where they're making profits, just profits, growth. Go copier is on fire. All these copiers are on fire. You can see exactly what I've been posting. So I just put it in here as quick snippets so you guys can, just see. This is what we've been doing. Last week we did, and it's already on the thumbnail, but of course we won 7 trades, 352 pips, which is a very low number for us. But for some of you guys, you haven't made a pip yet. You haven't made no profits. Okay. And of course the gold and silver, the gold and the US 30, we don't track those because those are in and out. So I really don't post those, but you get the point. But on oil and silver, here we go, 655 pips. On last week, we did $6,051 on gold. And then, let's see, where was Miss Jenny's? Right here on tech. She also, by the way, and I told you guys this, she started trading the U.S., the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 as well, because they've been a lot more stable than the US 30. And you can see just on last week alone, $5,000 made on that. So again, guys, we are rocking and rolling just like we told you we are going to be doing. And we're helping a lot of people make a lot of profits and pass prop firm challenges or whatever y'all want to do. And again, let me say this up front. I am not the prop firm expert. So, I'm just telling you guys what I do. But it doesn't mean that I have all the answers to prop firms. I always tell you guys, if you have questions about prop firms, ask them directly, what the rules are, whether they allow copy trading, don't allow copy trading. If they don't, find somebody who does, A great resource that I always recommend for you guys to go to for that kind of stuff is to go here, which is propfirmmatch.com. Okay, let me show y'all that. Prop firm match. There you go, right here. Okay, go here. Go to propfirmmatch.com. Okay, I really like their website and this is who I use personally. I use Prop Firm Match myself to research, put in whether you want to trade Forex, futures, whatever you want to do. In our case, you can pick Forex or, just start with the Forex. We don't trade stocks. But you can choose indices. You can choose your balance. Do you want to do instant, 1-step, 2-step, whatever you want to do? 1-step, 2-step, Okay. And then after that, they got the ones that have discounts, and then they come down here and you can click on reviews. So if there's a company you want to find out more about, you can do reviews on it. All that stuff is right there on this website. So this is why I say, hey, don't email me about it because, I'm not the expert in it. We simply trade on our accounts. And then what it does, some people have personal accounts, some people want to use prop firm accounts and this and that. Listen, whatever you choose to do, that's totally up to you. I'm not the expert, and I don't want to give answers on behalf of prop firms when I don't work for prop firms. I don't own a prop firm. I don't have a partnership with prop firms, so I'm not the best. It's better for you to contact them directly, hear from them what they say their rules are, and then from there you'll have accurate answers on what needs to be done that will work for you. Okay, so propfirmmatch.com is one of the best ones that I know of. There may be others, but that's the best one that I know, and that's the one that I use when I need to do some research on a prop firm that I'm considering using for me. Okay, so that's the answer for that. But if you just want to trade on your personal account with nobody telling you what to do, then again, do that as well. Okay, all right, you guys. All right, have a great Sunday. I'm out of here. It's time for me to go on my date. I will talk to you guys on Wednesday.